Sword of Convallaria is a weird mix of classic tactical RPG and gacha. It's been quite controversial, but also highly anticipated by fans of games like Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy Tactics, and the legendary Tactics Ogre. But is this game worth playing? Let's get into it. Okay, there's one thing we're gonna have to talk about straight away. This is a modern game made in 2024 after all, and it shares a lot with a lot of other successful games out this year. Yes, it is a gacha. You can spend real-world money on it to buy in-game currency that buys characters and weapons and a whole boatload of battle passes and rewards. But wait, stop there, don't run away just yet.
Why are you running?
See, that's the thing about Sword of Convallaria. It's not just a gacha. In fact, you can play the game quite well without spending a cent, and not in the hobbled, slow, free-to-play default way most people mean when they say that.
Any default is getting the shaft from me.
But I'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to talk about the game, how it plays, and what it's all about, because it is actually really good. You wake up in a jail cell in a city consumed by a deadly riot. You escape with the help of some newfound friends, but then you die. But that isn't the end. You wake up again in a sea of chaos in a place called Elysium, and a talking cat is your new best friend. You're told that you can relive those events and change the future of the world you were just in. But you need power and allies. That's where Sword of Convallaria begins, and that's where the turn-based tactical action comes into play. And the turn-based action does not disappoint one bit. Combat is a series of battles, each taking place on a grid. You'll bring a group of units to each battle with their own strengths, weaknesses, and special abilities. How many units you have varies on the type of battle, but it's usually between 3 and 6. There's a rock, paper, scissors style attribute system. Every unit has an attribute, and that may have a strength or weakness. Red breakers defeat green defenders, who in turn defeat blue seekers, who in turn defeat red breakers. Then there's yellow watchers and purple destroyers, and watchers are strong against destroyers, and not the other way around. That's not all. Movement and obstacles play their own part too. Each unit can move a certain number of tiles and get advantages for being on the high ground.
I have the high ground!
Or behind someone for that backstab bonus. There are also explosive barrels, which can be fun or tragic if you're too close to them when they go off. It's definitely gameplay that rewards skill and strategy, and this is exactly what's missing from a lot of RPGs these days. So what about the gacha then? Can it be avoided? The answer is yes.
Say it again! Yes!
There are 3 main game modes in Sword of Convallaria. First, there's the Fool's Path, which is where the tutorial missions and the majority of gacha play comes in, with its own storyline. And then there's Crossing Worlds, where you can grind for level up materials for that same gacha play. The third, however, is Spiral of Destinies. Unlike the rest of the game, Spiral of Destinies is its own mostly self-contained 100+ hour single-player campaign story mode. It's got factions, political intrigue, and a branching timeline system that will keep you coming back for more. You're suddenly made the assistant leader of the mercenary band Sword of Convallaria, based in the town of the same name. And you'll have to navigate through a war to survive, and eventually pick a side. Although you can choose to bring in up to 3 gacha characters you've unlocked into each play of the Spiral of Destinies, they all start at level 1, with no buffs or OP enhancements that you may have given them. You'll need keys of destiny for each chapter of the Spiral of Destinies, but you can easily get up to 4 a week just by doing simple dailies, and it's not that much of a problem in my opinion. I highly recommend it for all you Final Fantasy Tactics fanatics out there. The story delivers, and then some. So what about the gacha elements then? Well, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of it. There are multiple battle passes on right now, as well as banners to pull on for legendary characters, and so on and so forth. The Fool's Journey is where you put your gacha characters to the test, and the storyline there is almost as compelling as that of the Destinies campaign. You need stamina to recharge to play different stages, of course, and a refill takes about 6.5 hours, with options to refill from special items or when you go up a level. But it's totally optional. And if you're good at the tactical system, you probably won't have to rely on the superpowered gacha characters you can pull for it all, getting by easily with dailies and free pulls. It's basically Tactics Ogre for a new age, the gacha age. And that doesn't mean it skimps on quality either. The visuals are fantastic, and if the music seems familiar, well, it's been scored by Hitoshi Sakamoto, the legendary composer behind Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre, and Final Fantasy XII. And it is amazing. So if you're allergic to gacha, there's still a lot this game can offer a tactical combat fan. The Spiral of Destinies campaign is also going to receive updates well into the future, and we can't wait for them. Give it a try for the Sword of Convallaria. Subscribe to our channel for more videos about Sword of Convallaria and other upcoming gacha games.